Hey everybody, it's Brad at Deere Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2003 John Deere 455G Series 4 crawler loader. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions, I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, talk about anything that I know, then of course we'll fire it up, we'll run it through its paces, let you hear the engine. We'll show you the front pins up there on the loader, show you that it turns strong to both directions, track's nice and straight, hydraulics are strong. As always, if you are in the market for a used crawler loader, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one's a 2003 455G Series 4. As you can see there, OROPS 4-speed power shift with pedal steer. Wow, words are hard. This one does have third valve. It's not plumbed, but it does have the valve. We'll show you that a little bit later. 18,745 pound operating weight, 2,361 hours, I believe it is. It's 2359 when it came in, but we put a little time on it. Hour meter works like it's supposed to. So when I climb up there, I'll show you that. But I think it's 2361. Here in a little bit, we'll show you these front pins up here, nice and tight. No excessive play, nothing I wouldn't expect for 2,300 hours. There's a little bit of play, but not bad at all. Far from sloppy. Nicer than most 20-some-year-old crawler loaders are going to be as far as play goes. Up here on the loader arms, you can see just your typical scuffs, scratches, wear from general use. Nothing that looks like it's been cracked or welded up here. These wishbones look good. Everything looks good there, fairly straight here on the side. Everything coming up here on this loader arm looks good. Nothing out of the ordinary. There's just paint chipped here and there, a little bit of cement splatter there. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. Used machine. Taking a look here at the undercarriage. Grousers are pretty decent. They're not, it's a triple grousers. They're not really rolling over too hard there. Back side of those pads are nice and straight. They're not getting wavy or anything there. Down here at the rail, everything looks pretty good. Not showing a lot of wear there. Pins and bushings. It's hard for me to get the camera. I can't really get my camera set up underneath here. There's a little bit of flat edge starting on these pins and bushings, but there's lots of life left there. Looking at the sprockets, plenty of life left here on those sprockets. Taking a little step back, looking, there's not a lot of paint retained here on the side rail of the undercarriage. It is a 22-year-old machine, but still has some of the paint up underneath there on the frame. And up here on the belly, everything looks pretty decent there. Coming around, looking at the rear corner here, pretty decent. Just, again, some fade there in the decals, some scuffs and scratches, a little bit of cracking in those decals. They are 20-some years old. Some typical paint chips here and there, nothing out of the ordinary here. Coming around to the back side, again, this back here fairly straight, decal starting to peel a little bit, no huge dents or dings there. Same thing down here at the drawbar and the counterweights, everything looks pretty good there. Up top, back side of that ROPS, that little ledge lip that sticks out over the top of the ROPS has a couple spots where it's got little dings in it, but pretty common. That's pretty thin up there. Coming around, looking at this rear corner here, everything looks pretty good. Just paint chipped, scuffed scratches. Again, some spider webbing there in that decal. Nothing out of the ordinary. No huge dents or dings though. Very straight back here, especially for a 20-some-year-old machine. Like I said, it does have third valve. It's not plumbed anywhere, so you could plumb it to the front or the back if you wanted to. It's got the lever up there for it and everything. Looking in here at the valves, nice and close. Nothing looks too wet there. Looks fairly dry. I say it with every used machine. I'm sure if you go over it with a fine-tooth comb, there's going to be a seep or something somewhere. But that valve looks fairly dry. Looking at the undercarriage on this side, looking at the pads here and the grousers, everything looks pretty well the same on this side as the other side. Back side of the pads again, nice and straight. Coming down here, looking at the rail. Maybe just a little more wear here on this rail than the other side. And yeah, underneath here, these the pins and bushings have just a little more flat edge on them on this side than the other side did. Sprockets are basically the same. And taking a little step back, looking at the side rail, everything looks about the same there. Coming up here, looking at the loader arms on this side. Again, I'm not seeing anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere on loader arms. Wishbones, everything looks good there. Back side of that bucket. Coming up, taking a look at the front of the bucket here. Everything looks pretty well square. Maybe there's a little bit of a dent on this outer edge of that bucket over here. You can see there, it's just tweaked just a little bit right there on that outer edge. Otherwise, bottom of the bucket, everything looks pretty well normal there. Coming up here, looking at the front, the grill. Honestly, that looks pretty decent. A little bit of a bend, a little dent down here in that bottom corner. Otherwise, fairly straight. Climb up on this side to take a look down in the engine compartment the best we can. Hard to get down in here with this camera set up, but we'll show you the best I can. Try to get it in here and hold it kind of still so you can see everything other than some dust and dirt. Seems to be fairly dry. I'm not seeing any oil or diesel or antifreeze running anywhere, but like I said earlier, say with every used machine, there's going to be a seep or two somewhere, especially a 20-some-year-old machine. But about as far down in there as I can get. Come up here, we'll take a look at the operator station. As you can see there, some cuts and tears here in that bottom seat cushion, starting to pull apart here in those seams. Same thing in that backrest. There's a spot there where it's starting to crack. A couple little small spots down here. Armrest is decent on both sides. Is a 4-speed power shift, like we said. Everything looks good here. Your throttle, both brake pedals and your decelerator pedal are in good shape. Still really tall cleats here on these pedals. They're not wore down bad. Same thing with that decelerator pedal. Your loader controls here. There, of course, your lever for that third function, third valve, whatever you want to call it. Up here in the dash, seems like all of these I do know the fuel gauge doesn't work because it's got quite a bit of fuel in it, and I was running it around earlier. Fuel gauge does not work. 2361.3 on the hours, and it was 2359 when we wrote it up. Everything else up here looks fairly good. Just your typical paint chips showing its age up on top here. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Exhaust pipes nice and straight. Down here, your floorboard. Master switch over there on the side. All right, like I said, this one's a 2003 455G Series 4. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll get that little hood shut. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.